くはいいよね。何でも持ってる。そんなあんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいせいする。一人は嫌だよ。寂しいよ。ずっと一緒だよって約束したよ。
見たい？お友達は永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
ひなこ？
あ、ごめん。何？
天秤にかける価値があるかどうかしっかりと判断しなさい。にいる気なの？
自分でもおかしいと思うの。自分で自分がわからない感じ。自分の気持ちが自分で理解できない。私かお前の夢の中ってことはないよな。
ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということはここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間もう尽きかけている。
あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。
We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Borscht Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades, or can even be eaten by the player for additional health. We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game. And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the Pop-Up Gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack, and even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The Shrink Ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover or all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do. One of my personal favorite weapons is called the Big Bang. It's just a big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we...
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
This is Grayshaft, boy. Welcome might as well be a dirty word. There are plenty here who'd sooner throw you in a pit you can't climb out of than look at you.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Grow some claws and fight your way up.
This island is cursed, I tell you. Can't live off the land. And hard work won't save you either. Yes, the glory of our ancestors has long been buried in ash.
Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there, watching, seeping into you, growing.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives, but we should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare.
Somewhere.
It's all right.
Lunka! Don't hurt her! You gave us quite the chase, young.
Please, sir. She's just a child.
Ah,
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish.
Climb everything and go anywhere was always a motto of the series. In Dying Light the Beast, parkour is used not only for traversal, but also to solve environmental puzzles like this one. One, two, three, four, at least 5 enemies. In the game, you could solve this situation in any way you choose, but for this playthrough, let's play it safe. Good. They still haven't noticed us. But since some of them are using firearms, we need to get one for ourselves. In Dying Light the Beast, every resource is crucial, so we cannot let arrows go to waste. Okay, let's go in loud.
I did what you wanted. I wore the veil. I fought my way here for you. And all I find is you're just as lost as the rest of us.
Lost? No. Let me show you our way home.
皆さんこんにちは。この度エグジットベールを皆さんにご紹介させていただくことを大変嬉しく思います。エグジットベールではプレイヤーは主人公トリとなり衰退する世界を癒すために戦います。このゲームは芸術的にデザインされた日本のインディーゲームで他とは異なったアプローチを試みています。エグジットベールが 他のゲームと一線を画すのはゲームの世界と現実世界とのつながりです。プレイヤーはチェリー餅のリードアーティスト今里が精巧に作り上げたタロットデッキをゲームの世界でも現実の世界でも楽しむことができます。イグジットベイルは自己発見の旅であり、タロットの力を使って自分自身の内なる風景を探索する方法を教えます。このタロットデッキはコレクターにとって非常に興味深いデッキであるだけでなく、ゲーム内の隠された秘密を解き明かす鍵でもあります。
We both want the same thing, Musashi. But there's only room for one at the top. And it won't be a coward who runs from jewels. Words never did work between us, did they?
This isn't hell. Or my world. What is this place? Kill. Also, you don't have a chance. Not enough. Let's see your best then, eh?
Swordplay is a game of strength. Winning is what matters. And you can bring as many friends as you want. Oh, good.
What got them so riled up?
I'm glad you're unharmed.
Who? What?
Alright, let's change the camera here. And that's the goal. It's Sam's hideout. So the first mission is to go back to your hideout. That's a simple mission, yeah? So it's an open world game, so you could go anywhere. And I want people to, learn the controls. You could go anywhere. So let's move on. So listen carefully here. When you run, you hear the drum rolls, right? You stop. No drums. So the music arrangement changes. It's a Yoan's Woodkid song, but it will change according to players' actions. So even it also changes according to which route you take. So he's on top of the hill. You hear the melody, you have the rhythm coming in. And then, okay, let's go sidetrack a little bit. So the rhythm and the melody goes away. And you're going to slowly start to hear the strings and the piano. So this is the same song, but the soundtrack will differ according to how you play, to each player.
You're guided by music.
Yes. So I have to say thank you, Woodkid, because this was such a difficult job. It's almost like autoplay, right? Auto music. So you could go anywhere here. Oh, there's a chiral creatures. But we could go into them, but let's avoid them for now. They won't attack you unless you attack them, so you could just move away using the sensors. It's the same. The red places are slippery areas. So you could climb quite steep hills. You don't have so much equipment at this stage, but you could still go. All right, let's go back top on the mountains, and you'll hear the rhythm and the melody coming back in, the chorus.
Credits.
And also, let's move on. And the camera changes at sometimes. I call it like the Peter Jackson camera. And if you don't like this, you could hit the button and the camera will switch back. And I also, when it's during this camera, you won't fall. So I kind of, programmed that you won't fall, but you need to balance. It's not as easy as you see. And you could go anywhere, right? And you have to kind of learn the balancing so you won't fall. You don't want to fall. And also this time, the map changes real time because you have natural disasters like earthquakes.
Not her again. Not even at the land Exeter Fair. Now, 9 gazes while I present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wink, and the fair's wait grants good fortune. Here, have they?
Off your tits again, Wilfred! Get your ass up!
A typical day's toil?
Who in? Witcheress. What news of my wagons? No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men? Quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Gaiden. No.
just a fold realm. Scarlet Waters! Run! Watch out! Darn it. The Scarlet Waters are making this place even more unstable. See that? Worth a start? Might be a way out. Let's go. Britannia. Long time no see. Oh no, not again. No! The path is flooded. Look, a path. Not enough yet. Let's find more. Up here! Just knock down the pillar. Don't forget, knights don't fear the Scarlet Waters. Nice! Now we can get to cross.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
This is it.
Sayori.
Ryu, there's something I need your help with.
one's here.
So you've come, Raven.
Fuck off, I am from...
vessel. Rise.
Dragon Quest 12選ばれし運命の炎
Gameplay-wise, Titan Quest 2 is very much a classic ARPG, but we've got our own twists in there with like the mastery system, for example, where you merge two masteries into one instead of just being given classes. So you have to find these little entanglements that you can have between the two masteries, these synergies, and make the best use of them possible. From there, you can take your character in multiple directions. The mixed classes is something we support quite a lot, actually. But the core fantasy stuff, just a tanky warrior, of course you're gonna have that. You can take your character in many directions, and choice is at the core of our game. Your abilities will be modifiable, so each of them has like these several modifier choices that you can equip into your skill. This is our little innovation in this space. We are not going to be doing any microtransactions in this game because we don't believe in that form of monetization in general. We will be doing traditional DLCs, however. So after the 1.0 launch, we'll be putting out larger DLC packs, which will include additional chapters, so more content in general, bosses, creatures, areas, and masteries, of course. So Titan Quest 2 will be coming to Steam Early Access very soon. You can wishlist it now already. What you associate Greece with. You'll be fighting these mythological monsters, some of which we came up with ourselves, some of which are from Titan Quest 1. Greek mythology also has become very much part of pop culture in the last 2 decades. Some other games have had great success with this, and we thought that we have this great IP on our hands, why not use it? In Titan Quest 2, you'll be playing as a rather unknown hero character. You're not really a hero yet. You're honestly just training to be a capable fighter. You have a master called Aristono. She's from Sparta and used to be a priestess of Nemesis, as you'll find out later. You will build up your own worth over time as you prove yourself in front of the gods.
by the battles of those who seek peace and those who seek to shatter it. Here begins the saga of the Greymeans.
There are beings who brought chaos to Providence. The rifts they have created will return everything to nothingness. We seek to correct this.
I have my own mission, seeking out my Greymean comrades.
What I can tell you now is that this mission will restore the disrupted Providence.
Reanimal is a co-op horror adventure where you play two siblings and you're looking for your three friends.
These kids grew up in a lovely place, but due to reasons that become more apparent as you play the game, that lovely place has turned really quite nasty. And so your job as these two players is to go and rescue your other friends and try and escape this.
Thou shalt not kill. So the priests tell us. So the Lord commands. But ambitious men do not listen. I sought no war, but war found me. I became like them. I took up the sword, prayed I could win redemption through my deeds. But some paths, once taken, have only one ending. I shall find no peace. On this road, there is only death. But that's just my story. Go write your own.
My world fall to ash, consumed by the void. Try as I might to quell their advance, 'twas all for naught. say time stops for no one. Neither man nor god, living nor dead. Yet what then of those who deigned to turn back the hands of fate? To save what remains of our broken worlds.